Jamshid Resai, our CIO, and please come on stage.
Yeah. Thank you. The best part of having a presentation on the last day and after lunch is that everyone is tired and I can just fly through my slides. Hello everyone and welcome to Mitel Customer Experience Day. It is an honor for me to be here today and have the opportunity to share Mitel's own digital transformation story. And also it's great to be back in Sweden because back in 2008 and 9, I was flying back and forth between Toronto and Stockholm almost every week. And sometimes it felt like I'm living in Sweden. And every time I would go back and family and friends would ask, okay, so did you see IKEA there? And yes. Did you see H&M? Yes. So they all know about IKEA, H&M, and Volvo, and Saab. But one thing they are missing is the Max Burger. So I really, really enjoyed it every time because I did a lot of Stockholm to Karlskrona back then, and I knew exactly the location of Max Burger at the Arlanda airport. So with that, I'd like to say a few words about my brand at Mitel. Everyone at Mitel, they refer to me as Customer Zero. Like you, I'm a customer of Mitel, Mitel IT, and the entire 4,000 employees of Mitel are Mitel customers. So we have a team of about 10 to 12 individuals in a team that we call Mitel at Mitel. And the only objective for this team is to deploy, maintain, and support Mitel's products and solutions. And we do this so we can understand our customers' experience with our products and solutions. And as you know, it is not like about telephony anymore. It's about communication and collaboration. And we do make sure that our products and solutions are based on IT best practices. I loved it, this presentation that we just saw it. Like how this whole thing has evolved if you go back 10 years ago. And this group within our IT organization, they work very closely with our R&D team. They get the feedback from the 4,000 other CIOs that we have at Mitel, the technologists, that they all are engineers and they all have their opinion and they really embrace the technology. Exactly the same way that Andreas talked about it this morning. We all experience the whole digital evolution in our personal life. And today I'm here to talk about how do we take that and apply it to our business. So with that, what is really digital transformation? Digital transformation is about your people. It starts with your people. To connect your people, your tools, your business processes together. To touch every corner of your business. You do not do the digital transformation for the sake of doing it. You do it to benefit your customers. The end goal has to be about your customer. And for us, it's been from day one, since Rich McBee, our CEO, set this strategy and the vision for our company, transforming us from a product-centric into a customer-centric organization. The end goal has been always you. It's been our customers. We started our journey back in 2014. And our path to our digital transformation has been always about creating an awesome customer experience. Not good, not great. Awesome customer experience. And I'd like to add also that it's about the speed. We're all IT in this room, almost, with the respect to all the other functional groups. But the fact is we do not have the worst time in our hand. So speed is a currency of digital transformation. But you also need to keep up with your pace. Speed is about how fast you can go. But pace is about how far you can go at a given time. So it is very important that we have our speed and also our pace with the transformation that we're going through, because it's changing almost on a daily basis. So back in 2014, many of you know, Mitel acquired Astra Technologies. At the time, I was the head of IT for Astra. That's why I was coming back and forth to Sweden in 2008, because that was the time we acquired the MX1 product portfolio from Ericsson. And through that acquisition, Mitel became a true global enterprise. That acquisition made us double in terms of number of employees, revenue, and also gave us a global footprint. And we all know what comes up with the global footprint. It comes with its own challenges. And we had just come out of 4 or 5 major acquisitions in about a 1-year time frame. And with that, we had many systems, tools, applications that were used by our customers, by our vendors, by our employees. And that was the time that we had to sit back, actually, and think about it. What is the end goal that we want to achieve? What is it that we want out of this? We want to transform the company from a product-centric into a customer-centric company, and also we want to consolidate and integrate all these businesses that we have acquired. So that was the aha moment when we had in our strategy planning. And my fellow IT folks here, I got to tell you, it started with me. When we were setting up our strategy, I had to put a business hat on, because a technology-first approach, it's really a recipe for failure. You do not do transformation for the sake of it. So we had to understand what our requirements are. We needed to align on our objectives. Sales wanted to do their own consolidation, operation the same way, finance, marketing, IT. I was going crazy with the number of systems that we had inherited through these acquisitions. So that was the time that we actually really took our time and went through the details to understand really what is the end goal that we want to achieve here. How do we align on our objectives within different business functions? And that helped us actually to identify what are the key enablers, where to start from, and how to navigate through this whole journey. So, like any other project or major initiatives, once we were set with our strategy, we looked into our structure. And I'm sure you all know, the moment in an organization there's a project or initiative, everybody looks at the IT guy. And they want it yesterday. So we had to come, like within the IT organization at Mitel, we had to come back and sit down. And that was the time back in late 2014 that we created a new department within the IT organization. We called it IT Business Technology Solutions. And one of the main objectives for this team was to partner with the various stakeholders that we have in the business. And believe it or not, the members of this team had very minimal IT background. And in fact, they had more finance, operation, sales, and marketing background than IT. And they managed to go and partner with our stakeholders to understand their priorities. What does it make sense? And again, as mentioned earlier, our end goal was for our customers. And priorities of each project will be set based on which one delivers fastest improvement for our customers in terms of their experiences. And from there, the teams collectively, business, IT, were able to synchronize on the go lives and the parallel stream of projects and drive for speed. So Once that was managed through, then we were able to do that synchronization and set up parallel stream of projects, whether it's on the ERP side, CRM, infrastructure, network, and how we will be able to go through that. So what we identified was 4 major areas that we wanted to do in parallel, and we wanted to do as fast as possible. So we had inherited multiple number of ERP systems. Our customer-facing tools, our portal, our licensing environment, our CPQ, configure price code, we had many of them. Internally, in our offices, we had 5 different email systems. We had many different tools to do travel and expense, for example, or we had many tools to do HRIS functionalities. We had about 12 different CRM systems. So the starting point for every company will be different. It's all based on your organization, your priorities, and what is the end goal that you want to achieve for your customers. But for us, we had ended up with 18 ERP systems. Flashback to June 2014, we had 18 ERP systems. So clearly, as we all know, every ERP system introduces a different way of business, a different go-to-market model, a different way of or view of customer hierarchy, or your master data. You can't transform your business if you have 18 ERP systems. So for us, that became the foundation. We had to tackle that as one major stream of projects. So we started. And 4 years into this, today, we are down to 2. And that's because my boss, the CEO, he doesn't stop buying other companies. Otherwise, we would have been done. And I tell you, current plan is to be on 1 by July 1st. And really, what we really benefited from this, it was massive. Like the amount of, operational efficiency, financial efficiencies that we introduced to the organization, and how we were able to standardize on our master data and reduce the total cost of ownership, it was amazing. And operationally, at some point we had 14 warehouses throughout the world. I think about 9 of them were at least here in Europe. We had some 35,000 to 40,000 SKUs. But if we were not able to move fast and consolidate down to fewer number of ERP systems, they could never reach that point. And it's also, that's our foundation that we were looking at. But at the same time and in parallel, we looked at how do we make it easier for our customers, at least from the moment that they try to reach out to Mitel to do their business. And I remember we had 5 major portals, all from different companies that we had acquired in the past. And our customers, they had to log in, and if there was any situation of cross-selling, for example, they had to log into 2 different portals or 2 different license servers, 2 different CPQ systems. So that was number 1 in this stream of projects, to look into our portal. How do we consolidate that? And we're still not done. Don't get me wrong. Because digital transformation is about continuous improvement. There is no end to it. But we are far better from where we were in 2014. Our configure price coding tool, We had 3 of them. Believe me, one of them had a DOS prompt. Seriously. Offline tool that the customers had to download it on their laptop, and it would look like exactly like a DOS prompt. It was embarrassing. And we did manage to consolidate those 3 into one online in the cloud tool. We had an online store from the Heritage Mitel time that if you had Internet Explorer 8 or newer, you could not connect to that online store. Built based on Lotus Notes. And that was another major initiative. So what I'm trying to, the message here that I'm trying to give to you is really, like, we could not wait just to finish all ERP projects. But at the same time, we looked into what are the low-hanging fruits. How do we go quickly to consolidate, improve, or upgrade the tools that are in use by our customers? So at least we make it easier. Once we had that stream going, then we looked into our sales force, the employees that we have in the sales organization, and service. How do we automate their day-to-day life of the tasks that they do? Of course, we had 12 CRM systems. You name a CRM system in the market, we had it. So we consolidated into one. We chose one platform, and with every consolidation that we did, it was not just about replacing the tool and bringing the garbage in and garbage out. No, we actually went through the entire process flow, end to end, and tried to harmonize and standardize on those processes. That is one template applied globally, not just for Europe or North America, globally. In this example, our sales organization, they would use spreadsheets and spend days to do their forecasting. We had 2 or 3 different types of discount approval tools that we are still in the process of consolidating them all into one. Then, of course, happy employees, happy customers. We looked into how do we empower our people in the back office, in the finance department, in operations, in warehouse, all those different areas. So we looked at set of the, again, coming out of 4 or 5 different acquisitions in a matter of a year time. We looked into okay, what are the major areas? So we identified those major areas. Communication and collaborations to be one. After all, we are a communication and collaboration company. HRIS systems. In some countries, they will use in Excel. In some countries, they will use in a local tool with local language and all those localized setups that they had. For travel and expense, same thing. Email, I talked about it earlier. We had 5 different messaging systems, 33 email gateways. We had our half of the company on Lotus Notes, the other half on Gmail, and then the other quarter of the company on Microsoft Exchange Online and on-prem. We consolidated all those into Office 365 platform. And not just for email, for OneDrive, for SharePoint, and so on. And really, what out of all these automations, what we really achieved, we went through many surveys in the organization that our people were able actually to save time, to spend more time with our customers than trying to do manual work or swivel chair type of work. A great example. I'm sure you are all interested in seeing this. We bought many of our competitors. They each came with their own communication and collaboration platform. They each had their own call manager, their own UC client, and so on. And as I'm sure as you know, we have those products and we sell those products and we have markets for those products. MX1, My Voice Business, Mitel 400, and so on. And the question number one always for us was, how do we create a use case within our organization that we have our people based on their location on the right platform, on the platform that they sell on a daily basis, but yet still being able to communicate and collaborate with their colleagues across the globe using IM, presence, web sharing, video, calls. So, and from our products and solutions offering, we have our solutions in the cloud, on-prem. So we came up with this global hybrid communication collaboration architecture, where we have some of our offices actually in the cloud. They have no PBX. All they have to their office is one zip chunk. No PBX, no UC client, no, everything is in the cloud. They may have a desk phone, or they use the app on their mobile phone or on their laptop. And we also kept some of our offices on-prem with the PBX and the UC servers and applications like Solidus, like Contact Center, all on-prem. And we also have some on MX1 and My Voice Business. So we created that hybrid solution, that hybrid use case, that we connect them all together in the background. And they all use our MyCollab UC client for day-to-day team collaboration, web sharing, audio, video. Especially from the business side and from the product side, this was a great milestone for us to ensure that we do drink our own champagne before it becomes vinegar. Another great example on the productivity side was how do we, as I said, I remember back in 2014, some of my colleagues here in Sweden, this may resonate with them. If I was traveling, I had to use a Scotch tape the receipts on a piece of paper, and then use the Excel file, and then attach them both to finance, and 2 weeks after, I would get a check for my expenses. Based on the strategy we had to move anything commodity into the cloud, we managed to consolidate all of this globally and move it into the cloud using one tool in the cloud, a SaaS-based solution. That now these days, literally, we reduce the time of doing an expense report from, 2 hours, maybe, into minutes. I travel almost every month, at least, if not more. And the moment I get on a plane and it has Wi-Fi, I'm laughing. I take a picture of all the receipts and just submit on the fly, actual fly. So, to summarize this, as an IT guy, regardless of what title you have and where you stand in the organization, the role of IT and head of IT and CIOs has evolved tremendously. If you look into early 90s or mid 90s, our jobs were very much functional. We were down to our networks and our server room and our servers. Come early 2000s, we became advisory. Head of marketing or sales or operation, they wanted to do something, they would call you up and say, hey, what do you think about this? But today, our role is very, very strategic, especially in our business. So it is very important to have that business hat on and not just look at it from a technology-only approach. Understand your customers, their journey, their experience. You need a solid strategy, structure, and you need to partner with your stakeholders. For us, it's been always aiming for awesome and keeping up with our speed and pace. I'd like to finish this with a story that we all know about it, but it's a very good reminder, very good one. How many of you remember these 3 devices? I'm sure we all loved it. I did. 80s, late 90s, early 2000. All 3 of them had 2 things in common. Number 1, they were the pioneer of their space. They were the first one to come out, and they were the first one to dominate. And the second thing in common they had, they stopped improving. They thought, that's it. This is it, and it's going to stay like that. And they all got replaced by this guy. One device that never had the idea, but it was able to transform the idea. With that, I thank you all, and I hope that this was useful, and more than happy to take any questions.